just car camping at a campground or something. This is stuff that you don't necessarily need for car camping. So, let's get into it. So right here, I have number 1 on my list of overrated camping gear. It's a Cedar Summit inflatable pillow. Now, this is great for ultralight backpacking, but I had bought this with the main idea because for some reason, whenever I go camping, I can never remember my pillow, and so I keep this in my gear. I always bring it along car camping, but I don't believe it's necessary for car camping. You can bring your house pillow, or even just buy a small plush pillow at the any store and bring it along with you camping. First I'll go over this, and then I'll show you a great example of a pillow that I would recommend for car camping if you decide you want to go out and buy one. So, to make it clear, I'm not hating on inflatable pillows at all. In fact, they're great because they're light and they're something you can store in your gear and remember that you had. So, pulled it out of the case. Got a little thing for when you deflate it. You put that in. And you pull that up and you just blow in there. And here comes my dog. She's scared of it. But, so basically, the thing about these inflatable pillows is, if you inflate them all the way, they're going to be too firm. So, you're going to want them deflated. Even that's really not, enough. So, either don't blow it up too much, or you can let a little air out. Like that. And then you have a nice deflated pillow. But the unfortunate thing about that is if you're like me and you roll around in your sleep, you'll hear crinkling all night. Not only that, it's not even that comfortable. It beats no pillow, but the main advantage with an inflatable pillow is more or less it being lightweight. So for backpacking it's great, but for car camping I don't recommend. Now let me go get and show you a great example of a pillow that would work better for regular car camping than an inflatable pillow. Here it is. This, if you're not going to use your house pillow but you want to go out and buy a pillow, any sort of small plush pillow like this, it's light. Squishes down real good, so if you're throwing it in a tote, backpack, should be fairly easy to fit. I mean, keep in mind we're talking about car camping, not backpacking, but it could still fit in a backpack. Squishes down nice and easy, and doesn't make any annoying noises when you roll. I've had it for years. It's very comfortable. I don't have to worry about not being comfortable. One of the most important things, in my opinion, when it comes to having a good night's sleep camping is having your head be comfortable. So, let's move on to the next item that I think is overrated that you may not need to get for car camping. Number 2 on my list for overrated items you might not need car camping is not a headlamp, but it is a spare headlamp. So, with that in mind, if you ever look up examples of camping gear lists, a lot of times the camping gear lists will have spare light or headlamp in them. But the truth is, the likelihood of you losing a light or headlamp camping is just low. So, take one of these, regular headlamp or flashlight, your choice, and instead of taking a spare one, take spare batteries. That's all you need. I've never needed a spare light camping unless you're backpacking, and then it's a little different because you're hiking a long way and you're prone to probably lose it, and if you lose it, you're probably not going to find it backpacking. But even then, I've read some backpacking articles and forums where a lot of backpackers choose not to bring spare lights. Let's grab the next item over here. The next item I'm going to say is overkill for regular car camping that I think is also overrated to bring, that you don't need to bring. A multi-tool. Now this is a $40, got it at Lowe's a couple years ago, Gerber multi-tool, and I've never used this multi-tool camping, and I use it for chores around the house, and I use it for fishing, getting hooks out of fish, but I've never used it camping, and I've never used this style multi-tool camping, and unless I'm trying to open a can, which I don't use cans when I'm camping, then it's not necessary. Or if I do buy cans when I'm camping, I just buy the pop-top kind. But let me show you a great example of a multi-tool that I would recommend you to bring if you want to bring a multi-tool camping. I've used this multi-tool all the time camping. I got it on sale at Walmart. It's Bell and Howell. A little as seen on TV type multi-tool thing. It's got, you can use it as pliers or a pipe wrench, something, and then lock the end back up. What I use most of this for is tent stakes, pounding them in, taking them out. That's all I ever use this for, camping. But if you want a multi-tool to bring camping, take it one of these. It's a lot lighter and easier than worrying about a big old hammer. Alright, next on the list of overrated items to bring car camping that I don't recommend, flint and steel. Now obviously I've used this quite a bit, but I've only used it not camping, but in the woods having little campfires, hiking, that sort of thing. I've never used it at a campground. At a campground I'd rather just use a lighter. And if you're car camping, that should be really all you need. But if you feel like you want to bring some sort of survival kit while you're car camping, feel free to put one of those in, even though chances are you most likely won't need them. This is probably one of the most overrated things camping. That's probably in almost every camping checklist you'll ever find. There's a little camping fix slash sew needle kit or whatever to fix your gear. It's great if you're backpacking. Obviously you'd want to bring something like this, but car camping, the likelihood of you needing to fix your gear is low, or if that does happen, your best bet is most likely just to buy something. Like if your tent rips in half or something, or if your shoe rips apart, or a whole number of things that could happen, just go get a new thing. It's just, I found these to be a waste of money and time unless you're backpacking. Alright, so Next on the list, something I see a lot of, not just, well, I see a lot of this on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTubers, they go car camping, they bring one of these. Personally, I do love this sleeping pad, and I've used it camping a couple times, but only in pinches where I don't really have a cot or something, which leads me into this next remark is I do not recommend these for car camping. I recommend them maybe for car camping if you have a one-man tent or a two-man tent or a three-man tent, or maybe you're trying to practice using that to get ready for a backpacking trip. But in my opinion, the best sort of bedding you can bring car camping is a cot. You can find a good cot for about the same price as these sleeping pads, and they'll last a long, long time, and they'll be a lot more comfortable than a sleeping pad. Alright, we're finally at my second to last item here, is a lot of people will buy portable chargers and use those camping, but I've had one. They work alright. They don't work super great. They work really good the first time you buy them, but then after that, in my opinion, they just kind of seem like they don't work very good after that. So, instead of forking out the money to buy a portable phone charger, your best bet is probably already in your car, a little car charger instead of a portable charger. Just plug the cord for your phone into your vehicle, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to work a lot better and faster than those portable chargers. And here we finally made it to my last item that I believe is overrated for camping, or at least car camping, is water treatments. So, this is my Sawyer mini filter. I think I've used it 2 times before. It's great for backpacking, it's great for hiking, but car camping, I don't recommend, because most likely, if you're going to be at a campground, you're not going to be going up to some random brook in the middle of it and drinking the water from it, and you're most likely going to have a cooler full of water. But if you want to bring it, I mean, it would be good to bring if you were taking hikes while you were camping. But this is more or less what I want to talk about when it comes to water treatment, is these little treatment tabs. Some people use them, and a lot of people say they taste nasty and don't recommend using them. It's definitely something you would not need car camping. So that's everything on my list of things that you definitely don't need while you're car camping, that I wouldn't recommend, that seem to be overrated, that are oftentimes first choice things for a lot of unexperienced campers. The whole purpose of this video was kind of to save people money so that they don't end up maybe going camping for the first time and they see other people with this sort of gear and they think that they need a sleeping pad, or they think that they need water treatment, they think they need a multi-tool, which is kind of give or take. I think they need a flint and steel because a lighter isn't good enough. They think they have to get a sleeping pad or not a cot because that's what they see all the YouTubers using. So that sort of stuff is the reason why I made this video, and I hope to be making a couple other videos here soon. So thank you for sticking on to this video. please leave a comment or a like down below, and consider subscribing to the channel. I know this is kind of a weird sit-down video, but I promise I'll have a lot more entertaining videos to come. Thanks for watching.